Hello beautiful people, I am back today with another nursing video. Based on the analytics, it seems that you guys are loving the nursing content that I have been putting up here. And initially when I started this channel, the whole goal was for me not to really cover nursing topics because I already do that on my TikTok account. There's a whole bunch of nursing topics there that I wanted this solely to be from my other love, which is beauty, skincare, makeup, all that good stuff. But I did end up posting some nursing content on here and you guys are eating it up. So guess what? Here I am with another nursing video. In this video today, I will talk about being a PRN nurse and the reasons why I will not, if I can control it, never ever work full-time again. I graduated nursing school back in 2010. I have been a registered nurse for 12 years and a majority of my experience has been working in direct care at the bedside. I have worked in a variety of areas. I have done med-surg, IMC, step-down tele. I have done float pool at other local hospitals around the area. And then I did some home care. I did management in home care. I have worked in academia as a clinical instructor. I think I have mentioned before that I do have a master's of nursing and master's degree in nursing education. I think I mentioned that in one of the videos. So I have a very diverse background as it pertains to nursing. Over the past 5 years, however, 5 or 6 years, I have been working PRN as a nurse. I have not worked full-time over the past 5 years. And the reason for that is because I find it to be very challenging. It is too much to work full-time at the bedside that I can't see myself doing it ever again. I always tell people the only how you will find me working full-time at anybody's bedside job is because I literally have to feed my children. I have 2 daughters and they are my top priority. So if they are in need and I have to work full-time, it will solely be because of them, not because I want to. The reason why is because nursing administration, the hospitals, the management is too much. Like, y'all just want too much from nurses. Here's the number one reason why working full-time at the bedside does not work for me. When you work full-time, you are not in control of your schedule, and you also have mandatory holiday packages and mandatory days that you have to work. When I say you're not in control of your schedule, what I mean is that they tell you, oh yeah, put your schedule in. It's self-scheduling. Put your desired schedule in. And you think sometimes you're going to get what you put in. And your schedule is made sometimes 6-8 weeks in advance. And you submit it. It comes out. The schedule comes out. You look at it and you're like, I'm working 4 Sundays in a row. Or they have me working every single Friday for this month. Or I put my schedule in requesting to work my 3 days in a row and they split me up and put me 2 days here, 1 there, 1 day there. So you're not in control of your schedule and that can like disrupt your life, especially if you have something planned. Your family was having an occasion on like a Sunday and you put in that you didn't want to work that Sunday, but now you're working every single Sunday in that 6-week period or 8-week period, whatever, however long the schedule is. And you're just like, you have to suck it up and do it. Because chances are, if you ask for somebody to cover that shift, the answer is going to be no, because who wants to come into work on a Sunday? Like 99% of the time, you're not going to find coverage. And you're either going to have to call out or you're going to have to come to work and pretend that you're sick and leave. Yes, I've seen it done. I've done it before in the past. So yes, that happens. So the scheduling for me, having full control over my schedule is something that I desire in my life. I need to control my schedule. I can't have someone else controlling my time. The other part of scheduling that I don't like when you work full-time at the bedside is that they'll tell you the amount of days that you need to work. Like for example, you have to work a certain amount of Mondays, and then you might have to work a certain amount of Fridays. You also have to work a certain amount of weekend days. And get this, if you happen to miss, let's just say you were scheduled to work on a Friday, and it's one of the Fridays that you needed to work, and you call out, they'll make you make it up on the next schedule. So for me, I'm just like, no, that, like after a few years of going through that, I'm like, this is too much. Like I can't live my life that way. The other thing is that the holiday packages, been there, done it, not doing it no more, very ghetto, would not recommend. Holiday packages basically works like this. Some hospitals do it differently, and the hospital that you're at or you might work at might do it differently than I'm going to explain. Some places have a package A, B, and C where you're rotated throughout the years. So for example, this year, 2022, you might be scheduled to work package A. In package A, it might be Christmas, New Year's, 4th of July, Labor Day, Black Friday, something like that. And then package B might be Christmas Eve, New Year's Eve, Memorial Day, Halloween, Thanksgiving Day, something like that. So you have to, because obviously I know it's a hospital, right? Like we need coverage. The hospital needs coverage. Nurses need to work. But let me sign up for what I want to work. Like, I can't be working all these holidays because those are times that you'll never get back. And working as a nurse at the bedside, working full time, I have missed out on so many events that when I finally had it up to here, I was like, I'm not missing out anything anymore because I need to be in control of my schedule. So the holiday packages, the weekend schedules, the how many Mondays and Fridays that you have to work, the moving around of my schedule is just too much for me. The inability to find coverage, that's the number one reason why you wouldn't catch me working full-time at the bedside. The other reason why I won't be full-time at the bedside is because, again, they want too much. So when you're a full-time nurse, obviously nursing is a profession that thrives on continuing education, thrives on scholarships, like just being overall a profession that likes there's a lot of like literature and research and evidence-based practice that goes into nursing. So in most hospitals, there are hospital-wide committees and there are unit-based committees that they want for you to participate in. And it's mandatory that you belong to at least one committee, maybe even two. Sometimes they want you to belong on a hospital-wide committee. For example, you can be on the falls committee, medication era, medication safety committee, so on and so forth. The problem is I don't have a problem doing committee work, but what am I getting for it? There's no extra incentive. For example, there's no extra pay. Now, granted, if I come up to the job because I needed to do a project or I needed to participate in a meeting, or let's just say the falls meeting is every third Wednesday of the month, yeah, I come there and I get paid for an hour, right, for being there for the meeting. I get to clock in and clock out. But that's me having to get up, get dressed, come up to the hospital, find parking, especially if you work at a hospital where parking is not what it's supposed to be. It's not giving what it's supposed to give. That's a huge inconvenience to come up there for. How much does a full-time nurse make these days? I don't even know. Maybe like, what, 32? Some places $36 an hour. Like, yeah, that's just not worth my time. I'd much rather not be involved in any of the committee action, so on and so forth, because to me, what does it do? It doesn't get you anywhere. You're not going to get promoted working at the bedside unless you want to apply to like a management position or you want to switch to another department. There's really not a lot of upwards mobility working in the hospital as a bedside nurse. It's a lot of lateral movement, or you can become a manager. But yeah, so just all of the committee involvements, doing the poster boards, the journals. The other part of it too is that in order to get recognition or to even like move from like a RN1 to RN2 to RN3, they want for you to do all of this work. But the math is not mathing, the money is not moneying. So for me, it is a third reason why I am staying away from being full-time at the bedside. It kind of relates back to the first topic I talked about, which is having control over your time. Time is the most valuable commodity, and I've learned that as I've gotten older. And I'm not willing to let someone else in someone else's corporation, hospital, a manager, a scheduling committee, control my time. I just can't. Like I said, I did that earlier on and I missed out on so many events. So being PRN for me, I get to say, I look at my schedule on a weekly basis and I say, okay, this week, I think I'm going to do 2 days, or I think I'm going to work 3 days a week. Or you know what? I have some goals, financial goals I need to meet. I think I'm going to sign up to work 4 or 5 days this week and just bang it out. Or some nurses I've seen be creative. They'll do 5-6 days in 1 week and take the entire next week off. So not being full-time, I just feel like I have more control over how I spend my time, which is very valuable to me. And especially now that it's the summertime, that for me, I can't relinquish that kind of power. I also found was that when I worked full-time, I worked super hard. And I still do work hard as a PRN nurse. But when I'm full-time, I would work super hard and get very little recognition for all of the work that I was doing when it came to like patient care, when it came to my patients complimenting me or even writing in. Like, it's very, I don't know, this is a topic maybe that belongs in another video, but I found that I, as a nurse, didn't get the recognition I felt I deserved. So now that I am a PRN nurse, I really don't care anymore about getting recognition or worry about how much the facility values me. Now I feel like I'm in control. When I say like I didn't find that I was being valued. Like, you worked at some institutions that would have the Daisy Award, and I know that I bust my tail. Like, I do good work. I take care of my patients very well. I'm a team player. I help my colleagues out. I'm participating in committees. I'm trying to get on the clinical ladder, and it's like, all of that is for what? You get your your annual review, and it's like, yeah, but you're still not up to par. Like, what? What am I coming here to do? Why am I loyal? Why am I dedicated to you guys who are like controlling my schedule, controlling my time, and then to come here and you tell me, yeah, I guess you're okay, but you're still not good enough. Keep your job. Keep your full-time job. I'll work PRN. I'll pay my own insurance. I just don't want to be involved with the politics that involves recognition and, you know, who's going to run charge or who's going to be picked for this, who's going to be awarded that. Like, I just think it's a very shady sometimes, and I just want no parts of it. Another thing with not working full-time and just being a PRN nurse is that if I come to work today and y'all get on my nerves, chances are you're not seeing me again until the next 2 weeks. If I come to work and y'all get on my nerves, I ain't coming back until the next 2 weeks. Or I might request to go to another unit. That is the other thing. When you're PRN, when you work like float pool, you tend to have a little bit of control over where you want to float to. So sometimes you do, sometimes you don't. But the whole point is, you do your 12-hour shift and you're done. You go home. If they piss you off, you ain't got to go back the next day. You can just be like, you know what? I'm not coming back in. I just need a break from y'all. But when you're full-time, you have no choice but to go back, right? Because now you're committed and you're obligated to being there 3 12s a week. There's also another thing that you get a benefit from working PRN. So currently at my job, whenever they're short, so for example, some weeks I won't even sign up until the last minute, until the night before or until the morning of, because usually when the hospital gets really desperate, what they do is they'll offer a bonus. So like Sunday evening, I'm here and I'm looking at looking at the needs, looking at the wants. I'm checking the emails. And if they're like, oh, such and such needs this many nurses, or this unit needs this many nurses, and they don't get a respond, or they don't get enough nurses to sign up, then they'll tack a bonus on. And then, oh yeah, I'm there. $250 bonus? Yes, I'm there. Because now that takes my $50 an hour to $70 something an hour. So you guys there, I'll be there for 12. And if you're offering $250 for the Saturday and then $250 again for the Sunday, chances are I'll be there Saturday and Sunday. This is a part I'm sure a lot of you was waiting for me to get to, but the money. The money. Where is the money when you're working full time? Where is it? Every 2 weeks you get a check and it's like, did I go to school for this? Like, I can bartend and probably make more money than a full-time nurse does at the bedside. I guarantee you I can. But the money that you make full-time, obviously when you go PRN, you're not paying benefits, you're not having access to a lot of the perks that full-time employees have, so you get paid a higher rate. For example, a moment of transparency, I'll just be very transparent at this point. I'm currently PRN here at a local hospital. My pay rate is $50, and if I go in on the weekends, it's $52.50. Whereas if I were to be working full-time as a nurse, I'm pretty sure the base salary they would give me would be like would have probably been at $36 an hour. Because the last time I worked full-time at the bedside, I was getting paid $28.50, and that was about 7 years ago. So I know that if I continued working, who knows, I probably would have only been at $34. But you don't get large raises when you work full-time at the bedside. You literally would have to resign from that hospital and go work somewhere else and then come back if you wanted to make more money. And I don't have time for that. And especially when the pandemic hit, it was a no. Like, so many nurses left the bedside full-time, as you all know, to go do travel nursing, and now that the travel season, like the travel nursing industry is kind of down, a lot of nurses have not gone back full-time. A lot of them are just opting to work PRN just like me, until the next big thing happens, or we just adjust our lifestyle, live below our means, manage our money very well so that way we're not obligated to be back in the hospital full time. Anyway, I hope you guys found value in this video. I am going to leave it right here. Drop me some comments, like I said, if you have anything to offer in this video, if you have anything to add. Leave questions for me if there's any content that you'd like for me to cover as it pertains to nursing. And I will see you all again in the next video.